What is up, you guys? Wanted to give you a warm welcome back to the Seed Retention Network. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than usual, but before we dive into everything, the title for today is Examining Napoleon Hill's Perspective on Seed Retention and Sexual Transmutation in his book, Think and Grow Rich. This is actually one of the recommendations that I put out in my last video. So yeah, if you're thinking about going out to purchase this for yourself, maybe perhaps listen to this little passage that I'm going to read and then make a decision. Let's jump right into it. I am pretty much going to be reading the first couple of paragraphs of the chapter on sex transmutation and giving you guys my thoughts after that. So yeah, here we go. The mystery of sex transmutation. The meaning of the word transmute is, in simple language, the changing or transferring of one element or form of energy into another. The emotion of sex brings into being a state of mind. Because of ignorance on the subject, the state of mind is generally associated with the physical, and because of improper influences to which most people have been subjected in acquiring knowledge of sex, things essentially physical have highly biased the mind. The emotion of sex has back of it the possibility of three constructive potentialities. They are: 1, the perpetuation of mankind; 2, the maintenance of health as a therapeutic agency, it has no equal; and 3, the transformation of mediocrity into genius through transmutation. Sex transmutation is simple and easily explained. It means the switching of the mind from thoughts of physical expression to thoughts of some other nature. Sex desire is the most powerful of human desires. When driven by this desire, men develop keenness of imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and creative ability, unknown to them at other times. So strong and impelling is the desire for sexual contact that men freely run the risk of life and reputation to indulge it. When harnessed and redirected along other lines, this motivating force maintains all of its attributes of keenness of imagination, courage, etc., which may be used as powerful creative forces in literature, art, or in any other profession or calling, including, of course, the accumulation of riches. The transmutation of sex energy calls for the exercise of free will, of willpower, to be sure, but the reward is worth the effort. The desire for sexual expression is inborn and natural. The desire cannot and should not be submerged or eliminated. But should be given an outlet through forms of expression which enrich the body, mind, and spirit of man. If not given this form of outlet through transmutation, bugs on me and shit. Fuck's sake. If not given this form of outlet through transmutation, it will seek outlets through purely physical channels. A river may be dammed and its water controlled for a time, but eventually it will force an outlet. The same is true of the emotion of sex. It may be submerged and controlled for a time, but its very nature causes it to be ever seeking means of expression, and if it is not transmuted into some creative effort, it will find a less worthy outlet. I'm gonna give you guys a second to ruminate on that. It's a very powerful section that Napoleon Hill wrote there. Now, what do I have to say about that? If you are a loyal subscriber and you have tuned into a couple of my videos, you will probably have realized by now that the concepts explained by Mr. Hill in that little passage I read, it's pretty much exactly along the lines of the general ideas that I attempt to get across here. It's that if you take this, inborn and completely natural and healthy desire that we have as men, and like he said, you don't suppress it or, try to eliminate it, but rather input that same energy into something else. Sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. Because like he said at the very end there, if you don't devote that energy to a worthy, not necessarily cause, but a worthy pursuit, it will find less worthy means of expression, which we find very widespread now, which is, people watching porn, jerking their schmeat all day, and thinking that is a natural, healthy way to express their sexuality when it's not. People don't realize when... Okay, let me back up. When you reach the state of orgasm and ejaculation, your body releases a lot of hormones and chemicals in your brain, namely dopamine, oxytocin, and a handful of others that are bonding chemicals. And if this process is repeated multiple times, that means, watching Pornhub or whatever the fuck and choking your chicken and you end up busting, your brain then begins to associate the screen with pleasure. And it completely warps your view, not only on women, but sexuality in general. And it gets you thinking that this energy is something frivolous and worthless that's just to be, discarded from your system and looked at as something that isn't necessarily worth anything, like you're taking a piss or something like that. Because like Mr. Hill said, man, it is the most powerful of human desires, and that energy, it can create a life. And if you're watching this thinking, well, I mean, it can't be that important, because all my life I've been told that, sometimes you just gotta bust a nut and you gotta pleasure yourself. I'm here to tell you that is not the case. You have been misled and misguided by everyone who has told you that. So put that energy into your goals. Put that energy into your dreams. And the universe will conspire to make all of your desires come to fruition. I swear, man, people act like this is placebo, and it's backed by science. This is real shit. Like, I'm not just talking out of my ass. Like, if I didn't have experience with something, why would I speak on it and try to educate people about it if I didn't know about it, and if I hadn't gone through it myself and experienced the benefits of said subject? So this is a reminder, if you needed one, which I'm assuming is the case if you stumbled across this video thanks to the algorithm. Yeah, use that energy for something worthwhile, for something you want to accomplish. Because if you do that, you'll reach your goals sooner than you think, and everything will begin to fall into place for you. So that being said, I wanted to thank you guys for tuning in today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.